Today we're doing some indoor planting, indoor harvesting. We're going to test our seeds for viability. When I got set up this morning, my wife said, "Are you going to have a bunch of dirt and stuff out here?" And I said, "Yeah," and that's where this white tablecloth came. We've got a friend watching us, and we're going to start off by planting some holiday plants. This is an amaryllis bulb, and when you are choosing your amaryllis bulbs, bigger is better. Look at this thing. That might actually put a bud on, but probably foliage. But already has a bud coming out of it. The trick on amaryllis is we don't want to go too deep when we put the bulb in. So we just kind of maybe put it down just barely a third and just kind of push it in there. That's all there is to it. And you can see this one's a little bit ahead of the game. That was planted about a week ago. This guy will be in, he'll be next. Hopefully, with these bigger bulbs, we'll get more than just this one bud and flower. We'll get another one coming up. Once this one flowers, we remove the flower bud but leave the foliage and hope for another. The other thing we're planting today are paperwhites. Now, paperwhites are one of my favorites, but not everybody loves the fragrance. To me, it smells like spring. To other people, not so much. So, again, we got some pre-moistened planting mix. And these are just basically tender daffodils. When these are done, we're just going to pitch them into the compost pile. We'll put them real close together. If you look at these, which are a little bit ahead, you can see that their roots have already started to go down there. You could do this in water if you wanted to. They don't need anything. Everything these plants need are already in this bulb. In the case of the amaryllis, which we'll talk about next, we want to get flowers again next year. But for the paperwhites, we can't. It's just one and done. And it'll just make this beautiful white daffodil that is either fragrant or stinky, depending on what you think. So that's it. We just put them together like that, and in a week or two, we'll start to get blooms. In the case of the amaryllis, we want to get those blooms every year. And so now we'll enjoy these amazing flowers. We'll cut off the flower stalk, leave the big strapping foliage. We'll grow it as a house plant. And then when we get to May, when there's no chance of frost, we'll put it outside in the shade, grow it all summer long. Get to about August, we let it go completely dormant. No watering, no fertilizer. It will dry up. All that energy from those leaves will go down into the bulb, hopefully be enough so that when we bring it out of dormancy in about 6 weeks, after we've dried it out, we water again and we'll get a bud again. If we don't get the bud, we just get leaves, the bulb doesn't have enough energy to make a flower. We'll have to wait another year. Okay, next up, we're doing some indoor harvesting. Away with you. So a couple of weeks ago, we started our microgreens. These are radish seeds. What do you think, Yoda? They have sprouted. They've started to grow. You can see how tall and leggy they are. That's because the days are so short. And harvesting these is easy. And man, these things are tender and sweet and highly nutritious. And we're just going to snip them off. And you can just eat the stem, everything. If you pulled them out and rinsed them out, you could eat the roots. And it'll make more than you can possibly imagine. I will let them go and see what else sprouts here, because I got a couple other coming up, and see what happens. But then I'll add some new seeds. Tastes good. I think I'm going to use these on a couple sandwiches for lunch. Okay. Easy as that. You should be growing some microgreens yourself. You don't have to have the special microgreen grower. You could use any kind of container with drainage, just a little bit of planting mix in here, sprinkle those seeds on like we did, and all winter long we're going to be eating this stuff. All right, next we are testing the viability of some old seeds. Go. So these are just some of the hundreds of packets of seeds that I've had sitting around for who knows how long. And before I plant them for the season, either indoors or out, I want to make sure that I have a good germination rate. The way to test seeds, and these are some tomato seeds, is just tap about 10 of them out onto a wet paper towel. We fold over the wet paper towel. We put it in a resealable bag, plastic bag. We put it in a warm place. And in about 7 to 10 days, we take a look. That's what this is. about a week ago. And when we unfold it, we see, and we've got good germination there. If you look closely, you'll see that that's over 60% germination, which as long as it's over 50, I will keep the seeds, otherwise they go to the compost pile. That's all there is to it. All right, let's finish up. Well, I'm a glutton for punishment, but I can't resist a deal. I've got 300 bulbs here. They can't go in the ground today. The ground's frozen, but it's gonna thaw here coming up, and I'm gonna get these in. I've got so many daffodils out there already, but I found a spot. I was walking through the woods and I said, boy, why haven't I planted these with bulbs? I'm going to put these in when the ground softens up. Now, be sure to check me out online at everybodygardens.com. We're having a lot of fun there, lots of good garden stuff there, where you can join my Seed of the Month Club. Until next week, plenty to do, and I can't wait to get these bulbs in the ground. We'll see you then.